As of June 14th of 2026, there are currently 45 volcanoes which are actively erupting around the planet, a total which is one more than were erupting last week. One of these erupting volcanoes is the Kanlaon volcano in the Philippines, which currently has a 4-kilometer exclusion zone in all directions surrounding its summit. Kanlaon has for the last 24 months been producing two types of eruptions that I could best describe as large and small. The large events each inundate more than a square kilometer in pyroclastic flows and deposit quantities of ash that accumulate many kilometers away. 8 such larger eruptions have occurred during this time span, but these have been interspersed by far more common weaker eruptions where a plume of ash gently is emitted above Kanlaon's summit, rarely rising more than 500 meters above it and with no associated pyroclastic flows. During the last week, 8 such weaker eruptions of Kanlaon occurred, which emitted small quantities of ash for a combined total of 6 hours and 55 minutes. And now, here are this week's major volcano-related news stories. After a destructive magnitude 7.8 earthquake struck the Philippines, it seems that a potentially linked change may have occurred at Indonesia's Banua Wuhu volcano. Specifically, an earthquake storm which hasn't occurred at this submarine volcano just barely below the ocean's surface in many years. Meanwhile, in Chile, after more than a year of inactivity, it appears that the Villarrica volcano erupted anew as an orange glow returned to its summit. And in Alaska, the last 2 weeks have seen a fairly strong earthquake storm strike the Cleveland volcano, suggesting the potential that some form of new unrest may be ongoing. This earthquake storm began at the most active of the island's 4 mountains volcanoes on June 1st, striking mostly around 1.5 miles to 4.5 miles east of its highly symmetrical summit. More importantly, these earthquakes primarily occurred at depths of 2 to 4 miles below sea level, which in my opinion suggests a non-tectonic origin. This very stretch of the Cleveland volcano has repeatedly seen earthquake storms occur in this zone, with multiple prior examples occurring before the volcano's alert level was raised, such as during May 2024. While the current unrest could be magmatic since it is occurring near the depth of where magma transfer from a deeper to shallower magma body would occur, it could also be occurring due to the movement of heated hydrothermal fluids. Across the subsequent 12 days, 303 earthquakes occurred, the largest of which was a magnitude 3.6. Although seismic activity has since declined, I would honestly not be surprised if Cleveland's alert level was soon raised to yellow. Meanwhile, in the Philippines, the maximum height the tsunami officially reached from the June 8, 2026 earthquake was revised upwards. In at least one spot, it ran up as much as 2.5 meters or 8.2 feet above sea level. While I had previously noted that this large magnitude earthquake didn't seemingly trigger activity at any of the regional volcanoes such as Parker, Oahu, or Matutum, there was another volcano I didn't take note of. Specifically, a volcano in Indonesia that rises to just 5 meters or 16 feet below sea level known as Banua Wuhu. Despite having not erupted since 1968, it unexpectedly produced a weak but still an earthquake storm on June 12th. Despite involving a low number of events, it appears that the ground motion caused by June 8th's earthquake may have jostled around its underlying megachamber just enough to cause some hydrothermal fluids to rise. However, this is just my opinion, and also in my opinion, I see no signs of any imminent eruption chance here, although its seismicity should continue to be monitored. And in Chile, an orange glow returned to the summit of the Villarrica volcano around June 6. This potentially signals the arrival of a small but new batch of magma, possibly marking the resumption of eruptive activity which ceased more than a year ago. This resulted in an increased height degassing plume from its summit, which reflected some of the orange glow onto the slopes below. And now, here's a quick list of all the world's volcanoes which are currently erupting. Additionally, here are some volcanoes showing signs of unrest which are not erupting as of the recording of this video on June 13th of 2026. As a final note, I would like to thank this channel's patrons on Patreon and channel members on YouTube for supporting my work.